everyone. Good smell of the day. I hope that you enjoyed the wonderful video dedicated to the collection of 8 Evo scent fragrances, and you're ready to dive together with me, Mary first, and my colleague Alexander into the world of fragrances, where we're going to present our project, the Academy of Perfumery. So again, good evening, and in continuation of our presentation of fragrances, I wanted to say that fragrances create such unique images in our heads that we can easily recall with our eyes closed. You can recollect what kind of a person is in front of you, remind you of the events from the past, and they can push you away or the other way around, attract you. They can improve your mood or worsen it, because I was told by people that entire contracts were failed because of the bad smell, and some fragrances can cause headaches. That's why I agree with the quote of Roger Dove, the big perfumer, that choosing a fragrance is like choosing a lover. You need to spend the night with him or with it in order to know whether you suit each other. And this phrase underlines the importance of fragrances that we surround ourselves with. And before I get down to the topic of our presentation, let's together discuss what role in the life of each of us fragrances play. Those who are present here today, I will be very glad if you tell us where you are from. I'd like to see the geography of our participants. I saw already that there were people in the chat writing already what countries they are from, what cities they are from. And another thing that I wanted you to write in the chat is give me plus a 10 if you think that the role of fragrances and scents in our lives is very big, very important. And meanwhile, I will talk about the role and importance of fragrances. And let me start with the such sense as smell. Well, historically, our ancestors, it was one of the ways of surviving in the wild. Our ancestors relied on smell to look for food. They could see the approach of a predator, or they used smell to find a partner to continue their family. And also, very often, we choose our life partner based on how our partner smells. You see, it goes all the way back from the Stone Age. And of course, in the modern day world, we're not that in need of shelter from the elements and protection. That's why our sense of smell dulled a little bit. And also, as a result of Corona, some people lost smell altogether, or taste. They are either disappear or slow or weaken. There were people coming to me because I'm an aromatherapist, and they were telling me, Mary, I can't tell you the difference of how I can't even describe how big a difference is when you can smell things and when you can't. And I agree with those people who indeed value the importance and role of fragrances in our lives. And I I'm telling you, especially people who lost their sense of smell or had their smell weakened after diseases, work on recovery, on restoring your sense of smell, because fragrances are still very important when choosing your sexual partner. We can see whether we're attracted to a person or not by the smell of their body. Also, smell can be a sign of the health of a person. To continue, your family name. Also, people with chronic diseases such as diabetes and cancer, they can be smelled very far away, because the body with a chronic disease start sending out specific smells. And also we have a organ that also is responsible for the excitement of a person. So when you have problems with the smell, you have to work on restoration in order to feel yourself completely healthy in sexual terms, and also in order to prevent the development of depression, because when we can't feel smells and taste, the life becomes bleaker, as if life started losing its colors, and everything it becomes black and white. And that's why we have to take care of our noses. Another important thing that another example that proves the importance of fragrances in the world is like the way it is used by newly born children. You know what? When a child is born, the first thing they do, they start looking for their mom using the smell of the milk. And once they found, they will never confuse their mother with someone else. Also, there is a totally separate sector called aroma marketing, which studies how different smells affect the behavior of buyers. And they also research ways of managing smells to increase the sales. Big corporations and companies, they know that if they spray lemon at the lunchtime or citrus fruit at the lunchtime, the productivity of employees increases. In Japan, they have been conducting active research and showed some positive results. There are brands that aromatize their selling spaces and the clothes. And when buyers come into huge trading centers, even before reaching the boutique or the brand store itself, already can feel the smell and recognize it. So tell us if you ever faced it. You can give us a plus. Or for example, very often the bakeries, they put the air conditioning vents outside. And when a person is hurrying somewhere or coming back from work, they can feel the fragrance, the aroma of the freshly baked bread or buns or cinnamon, and their feet literally take them to that bakery. This is yet another proof of how fragrances can change or adjust our behavior, our intentions. I, as an aroma psychologist and a therapist, I receive quite wonderful results on the restoration of health and also the emotional balance of my clients. And yes, therapeutic aroma molecules can stop blood from circulating, for example, or the hemorrhage can stop hemorrhage, like tea tree, or orange can remove a headache, or mint and lemon can help you with the nausea. And also good smells can help you overcome depression and stress. Yes, it's possible. And also Using perfumery, you can manage the impressions of other people about us. Why is it so important? Quite easy, because fragrances bypass our conscious and go directly into our subconscious and affect our emotions and the way our feelings are born. So why does it happen so? Because we process and remember smells in the emotional center of our brain. In the center of our brain, where our emotions and feelings are born, limbic system. What does it mean? Well, you might have noticed that sometimes a person has difficulties in expressing their emotions, their feelings, what they feel. And the same here. Sometimes it's difficult to describe nicely how the smell feels like. Well, you remember the smell, but you can't really describe it. And this is quite interconnected, because the information is processed in the same center, both where the smells are remembered and feelings are born. So that's why very often when you feel a familiar smell, you can immediately remember a person who was important for us, who 10 years ago used a special aftershave or perfume. And then you have immediately images coming to your mind about that person. Did you have such cases when you had a strong connection between a specific person and a specific fragrance? Give me a plus in the chat if it ever happened to you. When a fragrance is strongly associated with a person, that's because we felt bright emotions, feelings. Imagine you breathe in an interesting fragrance, perfume composition, and then in our emotional center, we have this linkage created. So fragrance is immediately associated with our nice feelings about it. Okay, so once again, I would like to emphasize how important it is what kind of fragrances you surround yourself and what kind of fragrances you use. And now I would like to give the floor to a colleague of mine, Alexander, so that he would add more information about the importance of perfumes and smells in our life, and how by picking the correct aromas, you can achieve better results in life. So hello, Alexander. Hello, Mary. Can you see me and hear me? So hello, dear colleagues. I'm very pleased to be here with you and to introduce our academy to you. Well, it is, very, I'm sure you had cases in your life when you talked to a person whom you enjoyed, nice person, assumingly neatly dressed, but they smell bad and you feel uncomfortable being close to that person. Also, I wanted to draw your attention to the fact men and women are very much different, and men and women perceive smells in a different way. And in the Perfume Academy, we'll be talking about sales and sales to men and sales to women. Let me give you a small example. Men, they rely on logic, and it is important to sell to a man why they need it, he needs it, and how they can use perfume as an instrument. For example, you tell a man that rich, a pleasant fragrance in the office attracts the attention of clients. And I ask clients, my clients, did you have such cases in your life when you meet a person, you extend your hand to shake their hands, they extend their hand, and during the handshake, you realize that you are shaking a cold, wet, unpleasant hand. The meeting barely started and you already feel unpleasantness. And I can tell a person, a man, that they can put some fragrance on their palms, rub them a little bit, make them warmer. So what happens? The perfume is perfume is a composition diluted in alcohol. So what happens when you put it on the hand, in addition to the disinfection, what is quite relevant today as well? But when the alcohol evaporates, it takes extra humidity off our hands and they become dry, and perfume stays on the hand. So what happens when you shake your friends or partner's hand? They get an imprint of your fragrance on their palm. In other words, you gave them your business card. In addition to them shaking a warm, dry hand, they also feel the fragrance. Men, unlike women, they can always, um, no, touch their clothes, their hair, and so on. And in other words, the person that you talk to after your meeting still will feel the fragrance. Also, I suggest you put perfume on business cards. Where do they usually put business cards? They either put them on the breast pocket or in their wallet. So every time your business partner opens their wallet, they will feel your perfume. Or if it's in the breast pocket, it will still remind them of this fragrance. So the meeting will be over, but they will still remember about you. So women are more emotional. They make more emotional what do you call them, decisions. For example, a man invites you to a restaurant, very nice food, champagne, and you start in a restaurant, you start dancing, for example. You go back to your table, you drink some more champagne. There is a nice slow dance, and then the man invites you to a dance, and they feel the fragrance, the perfume on the lady, and what they think is like, how nice this woman is. It would be so great to spend the rest of my life with her. And now imagine the same, but without fragrances. The restaurant, champagne, good food, dance. At first, it's a quick dance, a lot of internal smells, or sweat, let's say, starts coming out, and not always it's pleasant. And then the man invites the lady to a dance, hugs her, and then nothing happens. And they just feel the sense of smell. And maybe they will not go away, but we will remember that there is they might find an excuse how to leave that woman, and the woman might wonder what happened. So what happened is that with her body smell, she killed the date, the meeting. And you might even naturally smell good, but because of the alcohol, food consumed, and dancing, some bad smells were created. So, and in other words, you need to take care of how you smell. And our wonderful collection allows you to increase the impression. And we're going to talk about the so-called perfume wardrobe. There is dress wardrobe, like clothing, sports clothing, business clothing, jeans and sweater for meeting friends and a girlfriend, boyfriend. I'm sure there is a dress to go on a date or outside to a party. And I'm sure ladies have some sexual lingerie and like a blouse in order to seduce or attract the attention of the men they are interested in. As for the perfume wardrobe, nobody has any questions about it, you know, because or whether nobody asks the questions if they ask you about dress wardrobe, but questions start appearing when you ask them about the perfume wardrobe. You know, for men sometimes it's easier because you know, they go to their work in a business suit, and then in the evening they just take off the jacket, and that's a totally another suit. With ladies it's different, whereas the perfume aromas can strengthen or weaken some of the aspects of our life. And also, our dress wardrobe should be linked to our perfume wardrobe. Our clients need to understand why we need fragrances. Perfumes are like the dot on the I that completes the image. For example, if it's morning sports fragrances, they can help us enter the so-called resourceful state. And there is a business fragrance that helps us be more focused, more concentrated. There are evening aromas for relaxing, you know. And if you had it, just give me a 7 in the chat. For example, you come after work back home, you need to give time to your family, husband, wife, children, and your spouse is still at work. Did it happen to you? Give me a 7 in the chat if it did. So, okay, the task of a evening fragrance for relaxation and home comfort is to switch us from work mode to relaxation mode. So what do we usually do for that? We change our dress. We turn off our business suit, put on some home clothes, and start to switch and try to switch. Also, there are evening dresses, and there are evening clothes for relaxation. So what is and there is also evening perfumes. So what is the task of evening perfume? Is to protect our body with this aura, so that people that surround us would perceive the evening pleasant fragrance when we consume alcohol, eat food, or dance around, or play games, participate in contests. And there is intimate fragrances, perfume. And the task of this perfume is to attract the attention of our partner. So when we go back home after restaurant, we go to the shower, and instead of seeing our partner sleeping on the bed, instead we allow our perfume, without saying a word, attract the attention of our partner, put them in this sexual, playful state, and have a nice intimate time with your partner. And as you know, a person shapes a habit in 21 days. So if you're at work, you put some perfume on yourself, you quickly put yourself into a work state. For example, we had several business trainings, and we try to identify what's the work schedule in their team. If there is a coffee machine, then the first thing when employees come to work, they drink a cup of aromatic coffee, and then they start working. And if a person doesn't smoke, then it takes them 5 to 10 minutes to have a cup of coffee on average. So 10 minutes later, a person is ready for work. If a person smokes, then to have a cup of coffee plus smoke a cigarette takes from 10 to 25 minutes. And the charge of a coffee cup is enough for 2 hours. So what happens in 2 hours? Again, a person drinks a cup of coffee plus or minus a cigarette. Again, 10, 15 or 15, 25 minutes. And then lunch comes. At lunch, people have meals. Most often, they know that there is free coffee at work. They go back from lunch, and from 10 to 25 minutes, they again spend on having a coffee and again set up for work. And again, this charge will be enough for 2 hours. Before going home, employees again would like to have a cup of free coffee in order to charge themselves with energy and go home. And again, we calculated that on average at work, a person spends from 1 hour to 2 hours on coffee with a cigarette if they smoke, in order to be in a resourceful state. And some of our clients were shocked, and they said, we're going to get rid of a coffee machine, but without coffee, employees will work even worse. If they got used to drinking a cup of coffee to be in this resourceful state, if you deprive them of that source of energy, employees will not turn into zombies, but their energy reserves will fall down. And we introduced business aromas to help people get into a resourceful state, not in 1-2 hours, but in a couple of seconds. A person puts business aroma fragrance on them and they immediately get engaged in business. But we will talk about it at our Perfumery Academy, how we will teach you how to do aroma consulting, how to find resources within a team, how to increase the productivity of a team. All those things will be covered by our academy. Now let's go back to the perfumery wardrobe. If you noticed, I'm using a standard division of the day: morning, evening, and like day. So in the beginning, we put on morning perfume. It's an aroma that prevents us from falling asleep at the driving wheel or wants us to do sports. And the clients in the academy that we taught how to create the so-called perfume anchor using the perfumes, they told us that they were more willing to do sports being in a resourceful state. Then we have the business fragrance, I told you about it. And then in the perfume wardrobe, there is a evening aroma, home comfort aroma. It's an aroma that facilitates face-to-face conversation, meeting with your friend. Sometimes you see that a friend wants to tell you something, but they can't because they are not comfortable, yet the perfume will help them feel well at ease. Very often, we have this fragrance called mama's or mom's aroma. Imagine your child is playing football, and then you call them to go do homework. Imagine how difficult it is for them to abandon football playing and go home. And what moms do? Usually they feed them, right? They all the excess energy is spent on processing, digesting food, and then they go and do their homework. And if mom is doing homework with her child, she has this home comfort perfume on her, and it helps soothe down, calm down. It makes us more placid, more calm, more perceptive, more open. And the child remembers that mom's fragrance or aroma. And again, I tell my clients, imagine many years later when your client grows, when a boy becomes a young man and he meets a girl that had the same smell as his mom. He will feel that fragrance. He will remember the tender hands of his mom's, how she took care of him. That lady will build positive emotions. They will build relationship, marry, have children, and so on. and many moms say, give us such fragrance. So those fragrances help us create home comfort. Your beloved man after work came home, and at home you have a nice perfume, and he says, my dear, it's so comfortable here, and I don't know why, but every time I come home I feel well, I feel calm, it's a tasty smell, and so on and so forth. And also another aroma is the like going out fragrance. Although it's evening, it's still different from the let's say a comfort or evening home comfort fragrance or perfume. So imagine you go to a restaurant, you have a nice date, the lady put on something sexy after taking a shower, they put the intimate perfume, and then you know what follows next. So I draw to my clients the picture of why we're talking about perfume wardrobe, because some clients tell me I have a favorite perfume and I've been using that perfume for many years. It's like saying I have a wonderful, outstanding, very cool sports sweatsuit, sports suit, but I never take my very cool sports suit to work or to my friend's wedding. It's cool, it might be expensive, but it's out of place. And nevertheless, some people come to weddings and some social functions wearing sports perfumes or business perfumes. A woman can put on a business perfume without knowing that it's business perfume, and she goes on a date. They spend very well time together. The man is very happy. He takes that lady home, kisses her on the cheek, and tells her goodbye and leaves. And then the lady asks herself, am I bad? What happened? What's going on? And the reason is she had business perfume, and business perfume produces a totally different result. It gets into your subconscious, bypassing your conscious mind. And the man perceived the lady as a business partner and not as an intimate partner. And he tells himself, well, this is a very business-like lady. I better restrict myself, keep my hands to myself, because the lady set up the male for business. She's a sexy, nice, beautiful lady, but her image was an image of a businesswoman because of the perfume. Also, imagine a situation when a man or a woman put on themselves intimate perfume and then took that perfume to work. And, it's very difficult to concentrate. Or, for example, it's a relaxation or partying perfume. It's the same. Every time we feel that perfume, we stop working about work and business. And instead of helping us focus our attention, we lose our attention. We start thinking about taking a break. We remember how it was cool in a restaurant when we put that perfume on. Our productivity goes down, the results go down as well, and there is no career advancement right here. It can be even mentioned. So we, using perfumes, we draw pictures, images for our potential clients and help them understand how important perfume in our life is. Well, in the perfume academy, even at stage 1, which will be dedicated to sales, we will tell you how to shape the perfume wardrobe. We broke down the collection into the elements of perfume wardrobe and will help you create your own perfume wardrobe, and will teach you how to create perfume wardrobes to your potential clients and partners. We will help you using fragrances how to strengthen certain aspects of life, and will help you present it to your potential clients. Now, I would like to give the floor back to Mary so that she would tell us a little bit about the wonderful, rich, tasty, delicious collection that we are able to work with and to introduce to you and to start working with in the near future. Mary, you have the floor. Yeah, we can see and hear you, Mary. Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Alexander, for a wonderful story. I will take a look at the chat and see what it says there. Tell me if you learned something new approach, new view, thanks to these stories. Very well. Well done. A new approach, new outlook at the world of aromas and fragrances. It's wonderful. It means that we're moving in the right direction. And what else I wanted to present to you, to tell you about, is undoubtedly talk about the wonderful collection, the highest collection. It's of exclusive fragrances of Evoschool brand. And you know, before we talk about the fragrances themselves, I would like to say a few words about the creator of those fragrances, about the father of those fragrances. It is Ramon Bejar. He is a master perfumer, the creator of several companies in the sector of perfumery. He received international recognition as the author of perfumes and the designer of packaging, bottles and cases. Ramon Bejar is also a consultant in the Evorich partnership program. He is the promoter of NEEW and co-owner of Evoschool. And of course, for me, meeting the author of the collection in Dubai was very significant. And I was, admiring already. I admired already the works of this maestro in the market, Ramon. And it is just a piece of art. It's a masterpiece. The aromas, the fragrances that are graciously packed into the bottles and then into this travel box, the way you can open the box and see those and feel those fragrances is a joy in itself. And I most enjoy as an expert in the perfume market, and I've been more than 11 years in this sector, and the name of Ramon, his personality and his art can be compared to the great painter, because Ramon's art is also creativity. Creative work is also like masterpieces, like pieces of art. That's why it is quite, I think, correct would be to compare him to this wonderful painter Pablo Picasso, because Pablo Picasso was the painter whose art needs to be learned. You need to touch it because it is not very clear. You need to discover it, reveal it, the way you should discover perfumes and the works of art of Ramon's. You want to be there, close to it. You want to explore. They're deep, they're alive, they play, they feel you. And you know what? When I thought how to express Ramon's role in the modern world, and by drawing comparison to Pablo Picasso, you know what is most interesting here? That those two wonderful people are united by year 2015. In New York, in spring 2015, the Picasso's painting, Algerian Women, was sold in New York for $179 million, which is the most expensive painting sold at an auction. And imagine that in 2015 at the expo, world's most expensive perfume, the Singapore Grand Prix, the most expensive perfume was sold. It was called the Royal Dream, and it was sold for $190,000. And the author of this perfume was Ramon Bejar. This perfume was Ramon Bejar's brainchild. And it means that the maestro in the world of perfumery is like Picasso, who would be back in his time, find the community of like-minded people and would get inspired so much by the values and by ideas of that community that he would say, okay, guys, I'm ready to write for you a series of paintings, and I'm glad to present those paintings for you. It's going to be my gift to you, my artwork for you that I would like to share with our community. And this is what Ramon did when when he created the highest collection, which is the collection of the niche perfumery, the high-class perfumery. And this is how he gave the chance the Evorich community and all willing people today, because anyone can get as a gift this wonderful presentation set called the highest collection. And now, guys, give me some feedback. What kind of realization you have, whether you feel the importance, the value that what in the past was available only to elite now is available to everyone, because we know that our maestro, our perfumer, created perfumes for royal families across the world. And today we can get access to his works, to his creations, and not only get access, but use them in our everyday life. So guys, give me some feedback. I would like to see whether you realize what I realize. Well done. Thank you. So talking about the availability of the presentation set right now, consisting of 8 unique fragrances, you can get it for free just by paying for shipment. And I hope that some of the people that are listening to me right now, they haven't yet placed the order. I think they're already in their Evorich back office and placing the order, or asking someone else to teach them how to do that using the promo code. They would be able to order this wonderful collection for free by just paying for the shipping. Another very good news that I have for you is that you can get another presentation set for free if you share this opportunity with 10 people. In other words, you make sure that 10 people in your surrounding learn about these wonderful opportunities as well, and order themselves those presentation sets as well. And then you can once again order yourself another gift for free. And this is a wonderful news, the wonderful opportunity to do it. Why? Let me tell you. You see, in my set, some of the testers are almost over, and I'm already thinking about ordering more, and more people invite from among my friends, because I already got used to some of the fragrances. I want to be around them, or I want them to be around me. And I would like you to share this opportunity with 10 people who will place an order, and you will get the chance to order one more for free. Please use it, because I'm definitely going to use that chance myself. And of course, also, I would like to briefly go through each of the fragrances, just give you a short description for us to remember what they feel like, and also try to link it to what Alexander said regarding the perfumery wardrobe. So the first fragrance that is included in this collection is the fragrance number 1. It is called the same as our project, Evorich. It's a anthem, it's a symphony to the community that inspired the perfumer to create the entire collection, the Evoschool brand, together with his team. This is a very deep fragrance with the chords of success and prosperity. And I'm sure that for many people, this is going to be your business card. This is going to be a very powerful, invisible instrument of presenting you and the brand to other people. It's like before you even show up, people already have the anticipation of meeting you, and they will still keep the image of a person, you, long after you leave the place, of something bigger than just a human being, something progressive, something large. And it's all about Evorich. The next one is greatness. It's dreams based on great goals that must come true. It's the scent of greatness will surely lead you to the pinnacle of fame. And this is about movement. It's about never standing still. It's about big goals. It's about ambitions and bravery. It's about implementing dreams. It's about energy. It's about achievement or striving for the great. Tantric. It's the scent that awakens sensuality and allows us to experience a state of absolute freedom without obstacles and restrictions, an experience that lasts forever. And of course, Tantric can be described in sexual, intimate terms, aromas, that is quite appropriate to use in the evening for going on a date, for example, or a party, restaurant. Paradigma, who are we? We're here, yet we're not. Without being, we exist and do not exist at the same time. The scent awakens a passion for self-knowledge and self-awareness. The Paradigma fragrance is a philosopher's fragrance. It's a fragrance that allows people to dream. It develops your imagination. And this is the depth that very often we miss in the everyday life. That's why I recommend Paradigma to tap into your creative potential. It is well suited for that. Fifth element, it's lack of gravity. Weightlessness is hard to touch, but it exists. The breath of the scent cannot be seen, but it can be felt. The fifth element lets you enjoy life in the moment. And this is this wonderful fragrance. When Alexander described the scent of your mom, of the woman that you love. That's what I remember, the fifth element. So it definitely deserves your attention. And those lucky ones who already have the collection set, put this fragrance on you. See what kind of emotions this fragrance gives birth in you. And I recommend that you familiarize with each fragrance individually without being in a hurry. Put them on and take time, like as if you were tasting good wine or very high quality chocolate, without hurrying anywhere. Enjoy, and then the aromas will feel in a totally different way. The next one is basalt. From the deepest and densest form is born. The perfume essence solidifies and shrouds us with its fascinating and impressive essence. Aura. You know, basalt for me is a fragrance that accentuates. It's like musical chords, notes. It plays, and it's undoubtedly a fragrance for creative people. It's a fragrance for the flight of imagination. I literally in love with this fragrance. The next one is dynamic gold, which is purity and nobility, which are the most highly valued values that we have. And if we pursue them, then definitely we succeed, we win. Dynamic gold is also, it's a fragrance perfume of energy, business, activity, movement, life. And the eighth fragrance is wealthy spirit. It's the fragrance that symbolizes number 8, and number 8 is a symbol of infinite material and spiritual wealth. And by combining those two notions into one, we acquire the power of the spirit. This is undoubtedly a very powerful fragrance that will become an anchor and a leave you mind reminder about yourself in other people. You know, another important thing regarding the perception of fragrances and for whom those fragrances are, for men or for women. So this question I would like to ask you, for whom Picasso wrote the painting, draw the painting, Algerian Women, for men or for women? And there is no answer to this, because the painting was drawn for those people that are capable of understanding the message of the author, those who would like to dwell in beauty, those who are impressed and inspired. Similarly, every composition in the highest collection is created to tap, to reveal our potential. And it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. In this collection, we can find and create our own perfume wardrobe for different situations and aspects of life, in order to create certain images and draw certain pictures that will stay in the olfactory memory of people for many, many years to come. Now, I would like to tell you a few words about the cost, retail cost, and the purchase conditions. So the presentation set will cost from $150 to $197. This present travel set. So, and it will, I'm sorry, the travel set will cost up to $150, whereas one full bottle will cost $197. And then in December 2021, the pre-sale based on crowdfunding principle will start, and the price will be quite pleasant. It will be half the price at $98.5. And then you will be able to place a pre-order for 4 bottles minimum. And if you do that, you will get special tokens, which you can use to buy EvoCent shares at the nominal price. Imagine that if Picasso had been able to buy shares of his own painting, and then imagine that that painting that was sold for $190 million, that part of the money would go back to Picasso or his family or the community that believed in Picasso when he was a painter. And before you receive the those bottles, you make a pre-order at $62, but before the shipment is made, before the order is shipped, you pay the remaining 38%. Then the perfumes will be shipped starting from April to July 2022, and then the retail price is $197 per bottle, and the retail sale will start in August 2022. If you consider this from the point of view of business making, if you register 1,000 people and then you find 10 active partners who will also register 1,000 people, then you will have 10 million new partners. So 1,000 new partners in your first line, then 10%, or it's not 10,000, 10 million, it's 10,000 new partners. And then if 10% of those people place a pre-order, you will be making quite pleasant bonuses. And if you already have a network of partners, what can you do? You can take the journey yourself, order this wonderful presentation set with 8 fragrances at 3 milliliters each. It's, in other words, it's 24 milliliters of niche, wonderful, high-class perfumery. Also, you can inform your structure, your partners, show them your example, and help your partners find lenient opinion leaders, sorry, and find bloggers. And we already received some very wonderful techniques on Saturday when we received scripts, and this experience is wonderful, it's unique. Just take and use it. And those people who still ask themselves how much the presentation set costs, for now it's free. You just pay for the shipment, and in future it will be okay if this presentation set or travel set costs in future, when the full bottles are in mass production, $150 is a totally okay price, because the level of quality of EvoScent perfumes is a niche quality, and we're going to talk about different classes of perfumes. So if it seems expensive for perfumery, but not for me, surely. For me, it's like a big, big gift from Ramon to our community, Evorich. Well, in my experience, sometimes you tell a client that this work or this product costs this much, and they tell you that their budget is quite small. And then how can we talk about high quality, about art, if expectations do not meet reality? So what the client demands and what kind of budget they have. At the same time, it's a wonderful opportunity. And it allows anyone with any income level to touch something beautiful. And even if a person gives away their last money for the shipment of the presentation set, but by touching, feeling the fragrances, by feeling the quality of those fragrances, they can get inspired for something greater. They can believe that everything is yet to come in their life and dramatically change their lifestyle. That's why I'm always ready to share information about such a wonderful opportunity, gift with anyone. Doesn't matter whether you think the person might be interested or not, or whether they will order 75 milliliter bottles or not. Just share this opportunity with every person you meet. So I decided to go and check. So what's the retail price today in Minsk, in Belarus, of a travel set of other brands? And what I found is Maison de Parfum, 5 testers, 11 milliliters each, cost $280. If you want to buy a collection of 8 testers, 11 milliliters, you pay $247. For example, Kilian brand, 4 testers, 7.5 milliliters each, cost $197 and 8 testers at 7.5 milliliters cost $260. So what does it mean? Is that this is the actual retail prices of travel sets, which means that today the Evoscent brand, together with Evorich, for the community members of Evorich, are making just a magnificent, beautiful, awesome gift in the form of a presentation set from the maestro of the world of perfumery. And the plans, they are quite realistic when you have the understanding of the price and value of the gifts that are being made by Evorich by Evorich company for their partners and people who are united with one vision. And so the sales volume can be $2 billion and 25 million new registrations. And it is all possible. And it all starts with just one gift made by the company that allows people to familiarize with the collection using the presentation set. And right now, I would like to give the floor back to Alexander. Alexander, I hope you are with us. So, and Alexander, please share with us the plans of Evoscent until the end of the year. So you have the floor. Thank you. I suggest we do the following. You can take a screenshot of this slide where every information is there, all the information is there. I would like to save some time because I would like to give you some very important information. So what I can tell you regarding the plans is that I personally, I'm not even excited, I'm shocked by how quickly Evoscent is going into the market. In 5 months, some huge work has been done. Let me tell you, many perfumery company can just start shaping the collection in 5 months that they're going to work with, sign some agreements, but have all the agreements signed, the bottles found, cases found, the questions with the caps and sprays solved. the pre-order mechanism for presentation sets, the presentation set being ready already. This is something. And now our partners and prospects can already familiarize with those fragrances. And I'm pleasantly shocked and, excited that how professionally it was all organized. But I can tell you that I guess Ramon Bejar is to thank because he is a very renowned name in the world of perfumery, and I guess quite a lot of experience and tips and techniques and connections were used here, because instead of waiting in line, to receive the bottles, to be able to use the bottling facilities, we, I think, cut the line thanks to Ramon Bejar. And let me tell you about something about the objections, how to handle them. The first objection is like, how can it be called a gift if you have to pay for shipment from $25 to $45? I went to DHL company today. I wanted to ship an order. It was under 1 kilogram, and DHL from Ukraine to Turkey cost around $89. That's what shipping one parcel under 1 kilogram cost me. So I would like to take my hat off before the Evoscent management, so that they managed to bring down the cost to $25, $45. This is half the price that DHL charged me for shipping a parcel under 1 kilogram that I wanted to ship today. So in other words, we're talking about a huge structure, huge organization, and we are allowed to make such shipments because of the sheer volume. If you go and see how much shipping using a transportation company costs, like to ship something from Dubai to your country, you will see that the current $25 to $45 is not an expensive price. And the opportunity to familiarize with the presentation set and to receive it for free is just wonderful. Let me tell you that I can't simply grasp it, come to terms. I trying to also understand how the crowdfunding principle will work. And I realized that you are in a position to become literally shares of a company. We can see that in 2020, $33 billion was the revenue of the perfumery industry, $33 billion. And we have the chance of becoming co-owners of a perfume factory using crowdfunding and crowd investing. So today, maybe we do not fully realize what we're dealing with here, because many people think it's about selling perfumes. No, we are entering the perfumery industry, the perfumery business, and become co-owners. When I talk to professional investors and tell them about this opportunity, they're all excited. You don't have to invest like $1 million right away to enter this industry. You just can become a client by consuming the project. You can become co-owner. And I think that anyone will find it profitable. And I'm sure that with us, you will learn more about perfumery, see how much money is circulating there, and you'll appreciate the opportunity of becoming a co-owner. As for the collection sets, I'm not sure that I'm gonna reveal a secret, but anyways, I'll tell you. The first batch was 36,000 units. 15,000 of them have already been pre-ordered. So half of the first batch of collection sets were ordered and waiting delivery. I don't know why others are waiting for, or what they're waiting for. So it is a big chance to create a huge structure using this opportunity and recruit a lot of people. So why wait? Are you waiting for the first batch to be over and then for the second batch to be more expensive? Some people are saying we're waiting for the delivery. Okay, guys, if you already made an order and are waiting for the delivery, then well done. I guess the most lucky ones are those who were at Dubai and who received those presentation sets. And then the next in line, or next most luckiest one are those who have already made their offer and waiting for the delivery. And then the next one will be who will order after. And then the fourth will be those who will have to wait for the second batch to produce. It's not like the big eat the small. No, the quick eat the slow. And those who make the pre-orders of the full bottles will also get a chance of being co-owners. And now those partners who already placed their orders, I'm sure that they're already waiting anxiously for their sets to be delivered. And I guess they may be a little bit envious of us, those who already have it. When I open the set and I ask any girl or guy, telling them, do you want to smell it? And they say yes. I immediately become the focus of their attention. No matter what they talked about, they're ready to talk to me right away. I become the center of their universe, and I can introduce them to this wonderful collection. I don't think lots of people will be able to resist it. I see lots of people are saying we're waiting for the delivery. Well done, guys. Very soon the delivery will be made, and you already made a huge step forward towards joining the perfumery industry. And Mary and I will have the task to introduce the Academy's students to the vocabulary of perfumery. Sometimes we hear bottle instead of vial, or box instead of case, or box with testers instead of saying travel set or presentation set. You have to use the correct terminology. Don't use bottle, I guess. Maybe better use vial. It's not the perfumery vocabulary, but we will take care of it. We will teach you what terminology to use. We will make your perfumery vocabulary richer. It's like when people misspell words or use wrong stresses on the words, and we will teach you how to use the correct spelling in perfumery, and we will teach you how to use the magic words to create an impression of a professional and not an amateur who says box of testers instead of presentation set, let alone calling it eau de cologne instead of perfume. Some people say, yeah, eau de cologne, but it's not eau de cologne, it's perfume. And also, I wanted to tell you about the Perfumery Academy. Well, of course, those of you who already have the presentation sets, well done. You will be able to immediately start the training. You will start feeling the collection. And those of you who place your orders, very soon you will become the owners of the perfume presentation sets, and you will also be able to start familiarizing with the collection. As for the Perfumery Academy, at first we will have 3 main packages. The first package will be called Sales. It will take you 1 month, during which we will teach the group the magic of selling perfumes. We will share all the techniques, all the methodologies that we've accumulated over the 20 years of experience of the Academy, and we will share the know-how that exist in the area of sales of perfumes. And this course is a 1-month course, and this course will cost in future $200. But I have a surprise for you, but later, okay? Let me tell you about the basic packages. The second course is called Specialist of the Perfumery Business, which will include the first package, the sales package. It lasts 3 months and it costs $700. And the third package, which is the most extensive, inclusive, and the most expensive package as well, it's called Perfumery Club package. It will include both package 1 and package 2, sales and perfumery business specialist. And also it will include quite a lot of master classes where we're going to share all time proven techniques that we're implementing, testing, and we're preparing scripts for you. You won't have to invent anything. You just copy paste. That's it. And we will hand over to you ready-made scripts filled with professional perfumery vocabulary. We will be offering you time-proven techniques that we're already implementing, putting into practice. We're receiving feedback, and we will, together with the Perfumery Club members, share all those techniques. Also, we did some negotiations with the management of the company, and until the 30th of November, until such time when the travel sets are still given for free, there will be a discount. Let's go to the next slide, please. Hopefully we have it ready. Yes. So until the 30th of November, there will be a chance to buy the first package sales at just $100. It's like what, 100%, 50% discount. The second package will cost $300. It's a little bit more than even, it's around 60% discount. And the Perfumery Club, instead of $1,500, the price will be $500, which is more than 70% discount. So those are the packages that the result of the cooperation of the Perfumery Academy and the EvoScent community. Also, I wanted to tell you that right now we are putting together our first group of students, and as soon as the recruitment is over, then we'll have to wait until the next group starts, and then they will be able to join later. But if you make the payment before the 20th of November, some people are asking, can we pay in units? Well, guys, this is the question you will have to ask your leaders. But literally next week, all this information will be in your back offices. As for the discounts will be valid until the 30th of November. And we won't be able to accept everyone at once because there will be quite a lot of individual work, a lot of tactical work. That's what Armand said. Armand has the action takers group, and in the Perfumery Academy, we're also launching our own action takers group. Those who buy the first package sales, the second package specialist of perfumery business, and the third package Perfumery Club, we will also create a action takers group for them, where you will be able to put your knowledge into practice and see how you can do it, present perfumery easily. The second package, second degree, which is a specialist of perfumery business, will receive special certificates that will allow them to work with retail networks. You will be able to sign contracts with perfumery stores and perfumery chain stores, and also sell perfumery through stores and shops. And the specialist of the perfumery business, it's package 2, who again will have the right to pay to work with big chains to be able to present our perfume at the highest level. Because you know why? Because chains, they want to work directly with the producer. They would like to work with the first line, with the specialists that are able to represent the brand directly. And you will have documents to prove that you are direct representatives of Evoscent, and you will be able to sign document on behalf of the company with retail chains. Dear colleagues, we will have some time for questions later. So please do not distract me with the questions right now, because I will announce time for the questions separately, and I will be able to read the chat and answer your questions. Well, the perfumery club is number 3. It's the high-level specialist who will be able to work with retail chain stores and also will receive the information from all the packages 1, 2, and 3. Sales specialist of perfume business and perfumery club. It's gonna be like the special forces, of perfumes. They will receive the documents and the certificates to be able to work with retail chains and represent the brand at the highest level possible. This is as far as the Perfumery Academy is concerned. Well, unfortunately or fortunately, those who make quick decisions are usually people with the lively mindset. And if you see the results that people achieve who took the training, you will have the social proof, the confirmation that it is worth. But those people who take the training first, of course, they will have a head start. They will be the first to be able to run negotiations with retail chains, will have all the documents. They will be fully entitled to work with networks. So let me repeat, right now we are setting up the first group of students for the package sales number 1, package number 2, specialist of perfumery business, and package number 3, perfumery club. Those 3 trainings will be run in parallel. Of course, the number 2 will have access to 1 and 2, and the buyer of the 3rd package will have access to packages 2 and 3 as well. But if you buy only sales package, you will have access only to sales training. This is as far as the first group is concerned, first group of students is concerned. The first group will be taught by me and Mary, and then other groups will be taught by the graduates of the academy. So now you have the chance to work directly with the founders of the Academy of Perfumery. Unfortunately, we have only 24 hours a day as any other person, so we won't be able to take all the groups together. But we assume the obligation that those who will be the first to make the order, we will work with you individually. We will be our Spetsnaz. It's like special forces, but in the world of perfumery. So this is the main information that I wanted to share with you. I would like to give the floor to Mary for a couple of words, and then we can take some questions. Thank you, Alexander, for the information. Undoubtedly, I'm very, very glad that today we had the presentation of our educational project, the Perfumery Academy, that have been in existence for quite some time now, more than 20 years already. Very soon we're going to celebrate our anniversary. And as you understand, the experience that we've accumulated over that period should be disseminated, and we're ready to spread the word, spread our knowledge, share our practical techniques so that Evoscent would achieve their goal of becoming top 10 brand in the market of perfumery, and would make a statement in the world of perfumery, in the world in general. And the fragrances would find their place in every house, and people who appreciate perfumes and conquer their hearts. So welcome to our community. Undoubtedly, we will spend more time with each other, online meetings, offline meetings too. And we will be very glad about it. And I guess this is time to ask some questions and then go and share the information about this wonderful promotion that was extended until the 30th of November. And also I wanted to add, Alexander says that the packages that we presented today will be included in the marketing plan. You will be able to invite partners, receive your commission fees, move up the career ladder. And I think those packages are very well suited for the career growth. We now fill in some of the gaps in the marketing plan. Remember, some partners were asking for some non-expensive educational products that will help people close the gap. So 50% units in the marketing career ladder. So our training will give this chance to fill in those gaps so that you would find it easier to move up the career ladder and participate in the promotions that Evorich announced. You know, those that are associated with very expensive gifts, starting from the image making products all the way up to a car of the business class cars. Now we would like to take some of your questions, dear ladies and gentlemen, and we have a request to you. When asking your question, please make those questions interesting to everyone. If it's a personal question that you are personally interested in, then you can ask those questions in the Action Takers group. We will have a group of the Perfumery Academy very soon. You will see this information in the back office as well. And also there will be more information about the next event that we're going to hold. It will be held this week on Friday, most probably. We're going to have it approved by Evoscent management, and then this information will be officially published in the group, and then you will be able to see that information in the event schedule of the company. I recommend be very attentive in November, because there is quite a lot of information that will appear in the back office and in the schedule that you will be able to see in your back office. All this information will be in publicly available, and we prepared for you scripts so that you don't have to invent the wheel. You will be able to provide good information to your business partners, because we have 1.7 million people in our community, and we have way fewer people participating in the event, in this event right now. I realized that some of the partners joined the project long ago, maybe 3, 5, 7 years ago, and they're not actively following the information in their back offices, and they're not very actively participate in the company's events. Maybe some people don't even know that there is a perfumery brand. So I urgently recommend stir up your structure. Just remind people that there is a new product. It is 5 times easier to wake up an old partner than invite a new one. You can now restore your structure back to its former glory using Evoscent. You can now tell them about interesting news. Tell them that now we have gift sets, perfumery sets, to attract people into business. Some people asked, where can we invest into? what new projects will be there. We will prepare all the texts for you, so you don't have to invent anything. We will give you ready texts, and they will be in the official Evorich group, and also they will be in the Perfumery Academy in the open group. And also every group will have their own special forces group people who will receive homework, and we will check that homework. That's why we're saying that the groups will not be big. We cannot have like 10,000 people in a group, because all the home assignments will be checked individually by us or the moderators of the group, and individual approach is important. That's why you need to make your decision quick, because for us it is important to work with quick acting people and not those who take a long time to think about it, then start asking a million questions. We like people with quick minds who make decisions quickly, are ready to to accept homework quickly, do it quickly, and receive quick results and receive quick money. And if you have money earned already, it's easy to work, because they say money attracts money in business. And now we have a chance to increase quickly the revenues, and then after we do that, we can monetize our tokens and exchange them into the company's shares at the nominal value. And I think that most of you guys are investors, and I'm sure you realize how profitable it is to buy something at the start. It's like buying Bitcoin when it costs less than $1. And I know that one of the purchases for Bitcoin was a pizza that was sold for what, 10,000, 20,000 20,000 Bitcoin. So I don't think that guy is very happy right now. It's like the deal of his life. And so we have the same, we're in the same situation. We're in the very beginning. You have the chance to buy shares at the nominal value. Many investors don't know what they have on their hands. You can increase your capital by just buying the products at 50% discount. And we will tell you what to do next. And we are talking about 100% profits, not just per year, but per transaction. And then you will be able to do it every single day. But we will tell you more at our lectures at the Academy. Alexander, I can read out the questions and we'll answer them. The first question was, what if we don't get the presentation set before the 30th of November? What should we do? I guess this is about education, right? I can answer this question. So if you already ordered your presentation set, you can already order education and start education. It won't take, it still be more than one day. The first step, the first degree is sales. It takes an entire month. So you can already start getting your education while waiting for your presentation set to arrive. Within the Perfumery Club, we will be conducting weekly tasting, so-called, where we're going to be will you be in the comfort of your home? You can invite someone over to a tea party, and Mary and I will be there making presentation for your friends, and we're like being hired by you, although we'll not be charging money you directly. And we'll tell you how you can sit down, close your eyes, what to think about, how to smell, feel the fragrances. We'll do some meditation together to enjoy the perfume. we will all do it for you. Our first group that will be in all three packages, sales, specialist of perfumery business, and perfumery club. And imagine that for $500, it's like you hired us for an entire year. Well, I think as far as the price is concerned, it's like for free. It's like because the groups are going to be big, you know, everyone chips in some amount, and then you hire a specialist for an entire year. And I don't think you will be able to find a perfumery specialist for $500 or even $300 for 3 months, if we're talking about the package 2. And in the sales package, it's like you're hiring us for $100, $200 for a month. We will be working for you. Next, you will learn how to do it, and you'll be able to do it alone. If you are an engineer, doctor, nurse, professional investor, I don't know, a businessman, and all of a sudden you become a specialist in the perfumery business, your friends and relatives will be quite surprised. Imagine that you've been a doctor your entire life, you're a professional surgeon, and then all of a sudden you become a perfumery specialist somehow. And then some months later, by using our techniques, you will be universally regarded as a perfumery business specialist. But in the beginning, it's easier to say that we can introduce you to specialists, and Mary will show you the slide. We decided to build our presentation in the reverse order, usually reverse, because usually speakers introduce themselves in the beginning of the presentation, but we wanted to first share the information with you and only then tell you who we are. There will be a slide about us later, and you will see that you're hiring high-level specialists for a very small amount of money. Mary will open the slides, and I will see the next question that I saw. You know, I started wearing glasses this year, so newly acquired vision for me. So there was a question, what is the expiry date for perfumery? Well, perfumes can be stored for 3 years after being opened. If you noticed, usually perfumes are made in the form of sprays, jet sprays. Remember our granny's perfumes? It was like a vial with a cap. She would remove the cap and then put perfume on herself. So what happens? A fragrance is a composition diluted in alcohol. So imagine you washed your hands and then you take a cotton with alcohol and then you dry your hands with it, you rub your hands with it, wipe your hands with it. What happens with the cotton? What do you think? The cotton will become dirty. Yes, it will become dark. Even if you wash your hands really well, but then you move cotton with alcohol, it will catch some dirt in your pores, in your skin. So the same happens to the perfume. You know, when our grannies put perfume with their fingers on their skin, you know, and or for example, if they use the cap to put perfume on their skin, you know, and then all the like facial powder, tonal cream, and everything else went inside the bottle, you know. And back in the day, perfumes used a lot of preservatives to preserve the smell. And now the and solidifiers of fixers, so-called. Now the current standards prohibit extensive use of conservatives and fixers, so-called. But at least the perfumes are now, modern perfumes, are protected by the spray system. So when it's closed, you can keep it for quite a long time. But how does the spray work? It pushes out the air, pushes out the fragrance out of the bottle. And then when coming into contact with air, that's when the perfume starts living. So from the first time you press the button on the spray, 3 years time starts ticking. So from the time you press on the button, that's where the 3-year time starts going on. Someone asks how long fragrance persists on the skin. Well, Evoscent is around 30% concentration, is the perfume concentration. Well, as for the long-lasting qualities, I can tell you a few words. So according to the current standards, a fragrance should persist for 4-6 hours. This is the current standard. Evoscent collection is a high concentration collection, and that's why they will persist for longer. We already run some experiments. You know, I put fragrances on my wrists and then I wash my hands, and I do it several times a day now because of the pandemic. And even after we wash our hands thoroughly, the fragrance is still there. As for the perfume wardrobe, how to change your perfume wardrobe if the fragrance is quite persistent. So in addition to being able to work with exclusive niche fragrances, many of our clients and the clients of our Perfumery Academy, they mix fragrances together. You know, they put one fragrance and put on top of it another one. When the first aroma is almost dissipated, you put a second one and then you can add a third one. It's a whole magic. What kind of compositions of Evoscent can be mixed together, in what can we get as a result of it? Whereas previously perfumers were like very shocked if perfumes were mixed, but now it's possible. You know, previously you couldn't really mix a different item of clothing together. Now you can put anything on and it will be okay. You can take a tights with a miniskirt, or you can put jeans and on top of it you wear a miniskirt. It's like a combo of styles. Many men can put business suits and sneakers or loafers. And people now care more about comfort. You know, as they say, top managers are proud of their business suits until such time when they see the owner of the company in a t-shirt and shorts. You know, the times have changed and we are keeping pace with the time. We know what should be mixed or what shouldn't be mixed, and we will teach you all of it. Let's go to the next question. I see we already addressed the main questions. As for being able to pay in units, they said that we should ask our leaders about being able to pay in units. Someone says, is it men, women's perfumes? Well, I already told you that the composition, Ramon's perfumes are like works of art, where there is no tendency towards being a perfume for men or women. Expensive perfumes have no gender. It's unisex. If we're talking about cheap mass consumption products, then yes, they can be divided between like women and men. But this is unisex because it's expensive. But I wanted to give an example, but I guess not during this session. Some women's perfumes that were originally women's perfume didn't sell well, but then they were repacked into men's perfumes and they became best sellers. There are lots of such cases, but Evo Scent is a high fashion collection. Those are such wonderful fragrances that they have no gender. Okay, friends, last question, okay? And then we can call it a day because we have some time limits. What can we do with people? What should people do if they are allergic to some ingredients or perfumes? Well, I can tell you as a psychologist and aromatherapist, the ether oils do not, aromatic ether oils have no allergy, cause no allergy, like 99%. But as for the perfumes, the composition, then usually I suggest at first you use it in very small amount, like micro doses, see what the reaction is, and not even on your skin. Put it on your hair or on your clothes. And for that, that's why the presentation set is for, that allows you to taste it, to feel it. And if you have some negative reaction, then of course you shouldn't use it because you should be comfortable around it. Sometimes people do have reaction, but it happens very rarely. And so do not use this very often. But since we have a presentation set consisting of 8 wonderful exclusive fragrances, I'm sure that eventually you can find a fragrance that you will be comfortable with. And even if you have allergy, I'm sure you will find something that you will like. Mary, I'm taking my hat off to your patients. I, as a marketologist, can tell you how to sell people who have no money. And I tell them, don't sell it to those people, go to someone else. If a person has allergy, don't sell to them. I mean, it's clear. There are lots of people who are waiting for you, have money and are waiting for you. If you have doubts, there are two ways. Either you use the tester in the presentation set, and that's why the presentation sets are meant for. If you have any doubts, don't do anything. Just don't sell anything. Just tell them, I'm sorry. I guess you're out of luck. When I work with clients, they ask me quite a lot of questions, and I tell them, look, unfortunately, you can't be my client. And most people say, why? And I tell them, because you're asking wrong questions, and I don't want to work. I'm not ready to work with such people. I tell all my clients, I take you for lifelong service in perfumery. And right now, we met together. I created your perfume wardrobe, and I'm taking you for a long life service. And any questions that you have, your family has, can be asked. You can ask those questions to me, and I will help you out. And it will last your entire life. Therefore, as the people say as they say, if the client starts being difficult, then I tell them I'm sorry, and I go and find another client. But there are a lot of potential clients and partners. And if some client starts taking too much time, of yours, and if you have doubts, then don't deal with that client. Find a client that will be easier, that will be very happy of working with you, that they came across such a high-level specialist as you. And I'm sure you will become such a specialist after taking the training in the academy, and you will have so much information that you will become leaps and bounds higher or farther than any layman or average consumer, and you will be very interesting to any man or person or woman, because men who know something about perfumery is a rare occasion, and when the people hear you talking about perfumes, they will be literally praying to you. And many glossy magazines have this information too, and this is your professional instrument. When men start reading glossy magazines, and then during your talk, you, with a woman, you say, you know what Prince Charles said, or this actress said about this fragrance? Women who follow fashion and hear you mention like what Prince Charles said, they will literally be listening to you with their open mouths. You don't tell them that you read it somewhere, or you just tell you that you tell them that you make the impression of a specialist, of a professional. But we will teach you those techniques during our training. And just choose the package that you are worthy of. Then don't wait too long, because you might run out of place or out of room, and you will have to wait for the next or third group. And then it's better for you to buy the set and be waiting for it, rather than wait for it to arrive and then not be able to attend our courses. So we made it in exactly 2 hours. Mary, well done, us. Yes, and thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice aromatic time of the day, and see you later in our Evorich community.
When prosperity descends from the heavens, sublime and absolute, when it carries an infinite call to beauty, when it is charged with the most powerful energy, from the miraculous vortex imbued with the highest quality, Evoschool is born. This stream surrounds us with the beautiful and the noble. It enhances our vibrations, boosts our self-esteem and confidence, thus inviting us to enjoy all the present moments of life. The consciousness of the universe beckons us to become one. Prosperity, which will always be part of this new world that we're shaping, thus transforming the financial energy that has dominated so far. Such is Evoschool, a new project from Evorich. It's a new brand forged by a great team of successful creators, die-hard entrepreneurs, and great communication professionals, with the support of an entire community of successful investors. To create Evoschool means to develop an impeccable collection of products in the world of fashion, cosmetics, and luxury. The ultimate goal is to become a top 10 company in this. At the heart of this fascinating project is the renowned perfumer Ramon Bihar. He has devoted more than 40 years to the world of fragrances and has enjoyed incredible success in his devotion. He's considered one of the best perfumers in the world. His creations became the best-selling perfumes in the most prestigious stores of the world. Evoscent kicks off with a magnificent collection of high-quality perfumes. The highest collection features 8 exclusive fragrances that cater to a variety of trends and tastes, capable of satisfying the most demanding needs of the better part of olfactory cultures that make up our community. 8 diverse and at the same time complementary perfumes, united under the brand of sophistication and exclusivity. Which of these fragrances is yours? Maybe all of them. One for every occasion. Give it a try. Join the world of Evoscent.